basically, let's kick it off. We kick it off with some calves. When you do these, be mindful of like your hip shooting back like this and kind of trying to do the stretch that way, even if you're on the wall. Instead, try to get yourself in a position where you think about internally rotating the toe, and then as you're in that stretch, squeeze your butt into this position and try to walk yourself forward to try to get that thing wound up through tension in the system, keeping the butt tight rather than glute turned off and trying to stretch it that way, right? So glute turned on, boom, driving into it, 2 minutes each calf. From there, you're gonna drop down into like a meditation stretch. Knees and ankles together just like this, boom, hitting this 2 minutes. If you want to open up a little bit and then go here, we can basically stack these together into our forearms and hit this top part of our shins and our ankles all at the same time. And from there, you're basically just kind of right here almost flush with the knees, and then think about getting a flat back and sitting back on it. Make sure we're not hunched over and round. Good posture, right? You're just kind of sitting your butt back down on your heels. If you're feeling like the ankles or wrists are extra tight, you might want to just do them independent of each other. 2 minutes here, just kind of sitting and chilling, keeping your weight back on your ankles, and then 2 minutes hitting the forearms. From here, I like to roll into the Spiderman Lunge. All I'm doing there is putting one leg forward, one leg back, and instead of a traditional lunge, which is more of a 90, you're going to let this knee kind of go forward, and it's almost simulating like the bottom of the squat position. And if you hit it right, you should feel a stretch on the front of your hip here, also underneath your other leg on this side, right? When we're here, we're actively seeking out positions of tension. We're squeezing the butt, we're pushing our hip forward, hunting around, play around with trying to get down to your forearms, play around with turning your belly button away from your leg, and also turning your belly button towards your leg, right? Adding a little rotation into this stretch. 2 minutes each leg, same thing. From there, I've transitioned into a hamstring stretch, and I like to do the fingers underneath the toes, and you kind of just get yourself hip width apart here. You're gonna lift up the toes, get your fingers underneath, and you're just kind of stand on your hands. And again, this is an active stretch, right? We're seeking out a flat, neutral spine, and we're just trying to push down through our feet and try to straighten our legs, right? If you can't straighten your legs, that's okay. You just go as far as you can, right? And this is gonna get better over time. Your weight's gonna be forward just like this. And from here, we don't wanna be like this and rounded, right? I'm gonna try to flatten my back out and extend and then drive, right? And I might retract my chin and try to go with it as I'm pushing. And that's an active just 2 minutes, right? And I just have like the stopwatch on my phone just running the whole time I'm doing this, right? I go from the hamstring stretch into the front rack stretch. When we do this, underhand grip, elbows in, and then walk your hands wide to kind of wind up your shoulders, right? And then it's the same idea, only the opposite. We actually do want to round and hold a rounded position as we sit it down. You're gonna find yourself trying to extend your back, but you wanna hold the round, right? So we'll be here, elbows in, walk the hands out, get it wide, externally rotate your shoulders. We're gonna get a little closer, we're gonna round the back, and then we're gonna sit the butt down while we hold the round. And it's the same thing here. We're hit that baby for 2 minutes, play around with moving your body in and out, seek out points of tension. The last two things I like to end with is a max effort bridge and a max effort squat. Prior to getting into that, I hit this baby for 2 minutes, just for one last, after we hit the stick, we hit this for 2 minutes. Opening up the T-spine, hands overhead, we roll back and forth until we get just to the bottom of our scapulas. We sit our butt down, and then we bring our hands to our belly, right, and we pull our ribs down. From here, we just try to relax our head back and let our head fall. Let our neck and shoulders rest down. And we sit in that position for 2 minutes. If you can do more, that's better. From there, we roll right into our 2 max efforts. All we're gonna do is get our hands up, and you did these back when you were a kid, right? You're gonna push your heels through the floor and try to drive your hips up to the ceiling and try to do a bridge, right? Here, I usually try to get to my head first, and then I just start pressing, and you just try to press and squeeze and drive your hips all the way up to the roof. One time, push it and hold it up as high as you can hold for for as long as you can, max effort. From there, jump out of it, get into your squat, and just sit here for one max effort squat, done, okay? When you get to this position, be mindful of your knee. If your knee is sitting way back and vertical like this, your front of your shin will be burning, right? That's your the muscles up there trying to basically pull your knees forward and get you in a good position. Instead, seek out knees forward and let your calves and ankles open up and sit you down into this position, right? Again, just a one-time max effort. Roll through all those other stretches, 2 minutes each. Max effort bridge, max effort squat. If you do this daily, it'll open you up. And there's other things obviously we can add to this. This is kind of just a like a one-time through kind of general catch.